next one I'm looking forward to.
Welcome to Cat and Raven Designs. I'm Cat, they, them.
And I'm Raven, she, her, and we are back for another entry in our Laws of Alchemy collection, boo, 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 which is going to be coming out Friday, February 27th, the last Friday of the month, like usual. We are bringing you 4 total designs in this collection. Cat did one last week. There is your reminder. Boo. Fantastic. It is now my turn, and we are trying out a new filming setup. Again, feedback is appreciated, positive and negative. I need to know what is and is not working. Thank you very much.
Please know me and comment.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, generally we don't have to worry about that with our audience.
Generally, it's just, you know, we've had a couple
It happens.
recently-ish.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Kat, you want to grab the other camera?
maybe
Kat has to do stuff.
I'll grab it.
Please. That's kind of how this works. So while Kat is getting set up with the secondary camera, here is my design, my digital mock-up. This is going to be called Transmute. It is inspired by Ed and Al Elric, of course. I'm immediately concerned. Anyway, so let's start looking at our fragrance and our colorants. Do you want to go around and go hold that up closer to the camera? Kat having to do tasks now. I think they will not like this new filming setup.
I love it.
So your fragrance is Earth Meets Sky from Nurture Handmade, and it's a dupe for Lush's Relentless, or no, Rentless? Lush, I don't know what's going on. And your fragrance notes are top notes of anise, grapefruit, and citrus, middle notes of geranium and lemon, and a base of labdanum? Labdanum. Cormorant, oh my lord, what have I selected? Labdanum, coumarin, vanilla and leather. Help me.
You know what's funny? So this was one of the fragrances I was considering for my soap, and I looked at the list of fragrance notes and was like, oh, Raven's not going to be able to say some of those. I'll be nice to Raven and not make Raven have to say some of those. And then you got it and had to say them anyways.
Choices were made on my part, I suppose. Let's talk about colorants. So we are going to have 4 colorants in this one. Our accent colors are going to be Black Iron Oxide, and then this is a mix of Satin Gray Pillowcase and Nocturnal. And last accent is going to be Neutral Gray, and then our primary color is Trial by Fire. So the plan... Gotta decide which camera to look at and talk to. I'm gonna give myself whiplash. But the 2 gray colors are meant to be Al, and then the red and the black are meant to be Ed. So let's do safety mode, shall we? Come here, come in to the range of safety mode. Here we go. Ready, and we're ready to make some soap. Let's go. So as usual, we have our base mixture of our plant-based oils here, and I'm going to be combining that with a little bit of kaolin clay and our fragrance, which are already in there, and then our lye water solution, which is going to cause a little thing called, say it with me, friends, what?
Saponification.
That's right, saponification, which is going to turn these oils into bar soap. And I noticed... Oh, you know what I didn't talk about? I forgot to talk about something. This bad boy right here. This is my embed. We don't normally do cold process silicone mold shaped embeds because it's a pain in the... As you can kind of see here, she didn't come out of the mold real clean, which is really common with the cold process. Plus, I had to take it out of the mold early in order to stick it in the mold again, partially, so that it would be long enough to fit inside of the Brambleberry mold. That is going to be Blue Shocker. Forgot to mention that. And it's got a little bit of titanium dioxide mixed in to try and give it a, you know, alchemy burst sort of color to it. So hopefully that's gonna work out all right. But I noticed when I was making it that it did not respond super well at its full usage rate. So I did cut it down quite a bit for the base here. So I'm gonna turn the blender on while I pour. All right. Then I'm gonna need to pour off my accent colors. There we go. I'm really excited because years ago, gosh, I don't remember how long ago it was now, we did a Full Metal Alchemist single soap, which I liked, but I really always thought could be a lot better. And that's what I'm looking forward to with this one. And I think what I'm gonna do is mix up the grays first. Quick blend here. Light gray, dark gray, and then I'm gonna add the red in over here. Then I'll do the black last. So I find I really like pre-mixing our colorants with a little bit of oil first to help them disperse better in the base. It does also make cleaning up the containers a lot better. If you're a soap maker, you know how much of a pain it can be trying to get micas and oxides out of your mixing containers.
So I scrubbed the out of our containers from the last one.
Yeah. And there's our black. Perfect. Now, normally when we have a large embed like that, we typically will try to compensate for that a little bit in terms of the amount of batter that we made. But I decided not to do that because I really want to have some leftovers in order to make our samples go in our random sample packs, because those are fun. They're, what, $5 now? Yeah, $5, and you get 5 random samples. And because I already did the embed, I already have an idea of how this is going to perform, which is part of the reason why I cut the usage rate down. It's recommended at 6%, and oh boy, it did not want to perform well at that. Okay, I think I'm going to put a little bit more in before I put the embed, just because I'm worried it's going to sink. It's nearly 10 ounces. I don't want it to sink to the bottom. I want it to stay kind of near the middle. I think we're going to get a decent amount of mixing with these colors anyway. All right, let's get that embed in there. Here we go. Oh, perfect. A little bit more red, just to cover her. And then let's try to get a bulk of our extra colorants in. Dark gray, black, and then we can finish off with red. Oh, look at that! Gorgeous. Should I leave this or should I swirl it?
I don't know. I like the idea of swirling, but
being indecisive, as
this
I
is
am
your soap.
Want to be, because this looks really pretty over here. I feel like I could do something with this, but I don't know what I would want to do. Indecisive. What if I went like so, all the way down the soap? I was really inconsistent about it too. That'll be fun. And then went like so, and then so, and then so, so, and so. Oh.
I like it.
Yeah. By the way, scrape check. Not the best it could be, but not terrible either. But I think that's gonna be it on this one. What do you think?
I mean, you know my opinion.
No glitter. Do Ed and Al look like glitter people to you? Al maybe, but not Ed.
With his sparkling personality?
All right, well, let's do the usual, shall we? So, it is halfway through the video, which means you know what time it is. It's time for your sacrifice to the algorithm gods in our name. If you're not subscribed already, please make sure that you do so down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, talk about your favorite character from Full Metal Alchemist, because we still have 2 more designs to go. Who knows which ones we're gonna make? Shut up, we know you. I guess, which one do you think I'm gonna make? Because really, that's the only variable here. We all know what's happening right here. Lord. All right.
And I'm next.
You are. As a thank you for your engagement, let's get a close-up on the top of my soap. Here we go. Okay, arguably, I think this is so much better than the last time that we did this design idea, and it's not even finished yet. I'm really, really loving that top. It looks fantastic. So we're gonna let that set up overnight, and we will come back tomorrow after a little bit of an ad break for you, but tomorrow for us. And we'll cut these down into bars, and we'll see how this came out. So thanks for hanging on, and we'll see you in a second. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hanging out over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cat's over there with the camera. So hi, welcome back. It is time to cut my transmute soap, which is a little bit sticky still, even though it's actually been 48 hours. Not 24. But we're ready to go. So let's get this cut. Because I'm curious to see how that came out with that cold process in bed. We'll see. All right, here we go. Fun new angles for cutting soap in. Vanya behaved. Okay. Thank you, Vanya. It's appreciated. And here we go. Ooh. I like that. And here's another one.
Nice.
That's really cool looking. Ah, you know, that contrast of that blue against the red is so good. I don't know how much I'm looking at that and thinking transmutation. But it's still cool. It's so sticky though. It's so sticky.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, you would think this had been sitting in the mold for like 12 hours.
California winters be like that.
Well, and the fragrance sometimes is just like that too. You know, I had a thought. So when I pick up the soaps, right? I tend to try and pick them up by the sides like this, but sometimes I have to touch the face of the soap. And I know that sometimes that leaves a fingerprint. Does that bother you? Because I know it doesn't bother me when I buy something that's handmade and there's a fingerprint on it. I actually kind of love that. It brings me a lot of joy because I'm like, oh, that's just like a tangible reminder that a person made this. So I don't know, have any of you ever gotten one of our soaps that has a thumbprint or fingerprint on it? What are your thoughts? No one's ever like emailed and complained about it, so I assume it's not too bad. I don't know, nobody really like emails and complains to us in general, to be honest. I hear a lot of other small business owners talking about getting just like awful, nasty emails from people, and it just doesn't happen with us. I guess maybe we've just managed to cultivate primarily an audience that doesn't do that, so thank you. So here is my finished soap versus my original mock-up. I think not bad. Definitely the blue is a lot smaller than my original design, and that's because I couldn't find the mold I wanted to use for it, but it's still good. I think it looks neat. Does it feel Ed and Al to you? Hopefully.
It does to me.
My hands. My hands are so sticky. Let me wash my hands. I don't want to touch my water bottle like this. Alrighty. So with that, we are all good to go for this soap. I'd say it's looking good. Good addition to the collection so far. So as a reminder, this is last week's soap. This is Lust. And here's this week's soap. Good combo so far. We're looking good. I'm pretty proud of how the collection's going. Two more to go, and then the collection's coming out at the end of the month.
The next one I'm looking forward to.
As a reminder, of course, there is our vlog channel if you want to see some behind the scenes admin stuff. Occasionally I catch Kat doing stuff, but it's honestly mostly me. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do your usual hydration reminder. Time for a 5-second sip. If you're ready, you have your drink, have your snack, you ready to go? Let's do this. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Boom, you've done it. Excellent. Remember, hydrate, it's important. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and call it. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.